Data Guy Help, where we simplify data analysis for everyone. In today's video, we'll cover one of the most powerful Excel functions, VLOOKUP. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know exactly how to use it to find data quickly and efficiently. But before we go into VLOOKUP, just a little bit about me and this channel. And if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe for more Excel, SQL, and data analysis tutorial. So basically, I decided to start this channel because while doing these data analysis in my daily life, which I've been doing it for over 15 years, I remember whenever I look back, the challenges I had to go through as well as whenever I'm trying to do any of these, which to me now is very simple, but there was a time where it was very challenging, and I was scratching my head how to do these type of things. And I thought about starting from the VLOOKUP because it's so simple at the same time when you don't know, it's very difficult. And you're like trying to figure out how to do things. And hey guys, one thing I would like to be very clear upfront, I have never created videos before, so I'm just starting myself. I'm not a pro or anything. And my goal here and the approach will be just like a simple person who's very new to data analysis and the things that they have to go through looking back when I had to go through, and I believe or not, I still go through those things. In by no way that I have mastered everything. In fact, I learn something new every day, and that's a very true statement. So the idea here is I will show you, because I'm sure you all agree, we all have a different approach to same things. 15 people will do same thing 15 different way, and in my case, some of them I am able to relate and it makes more sense, and I'm understanding and able to absorb much faster and quicker than some other guy. Does it mean one guy is wrong, the other guy? No. They're both coming to same analysis at the end of the day, most probably, and but they may have a different approach. And my goal here is maybe I'm able to connect with some of you guys, hopefully many of you, that you will find this approach helpful and easy to understand and retain. And the name of the game is practice. The more you do it, the more quickly you'll remember. So without any further ado, let's start with the VLOOKUP. Now what is VLOOKUP? VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. It's used to search for a value in first column of a range and return a corresponding value from another column. So, for example, you can use VLOOKUP to find a product price or employee information or grades, especially when you have a big chunk of data. So like in this case here, I've created just a dummy few columns to make you understand what exactly it means. So what I've done is create some just regular random account numbers of a customer you can think of, and a product they bought, and they also have a price. So imagine if you're doing some kind of analysis where you have one value to look up from another set of data where you would like to know, does this particular field or attribute or value exist on the other data set. So in this case, what I've done is just create a dummy data for a customer account number, a product, what they bought, and what's the price they bought for. But let's say you have another data set where actually tells you what this product is, what is the vendor, where is it, who is the manufacturer, or wherever you bought it from, who the vendor is. But now how would you go by and look up for this particular product, because maybe multiple customers have bought the same product, but now you just need to know, okay, we have the price, but you also need to know who the vendor is. So here's your second set of data here where you have the product IDs, same from the other one, and and maybe there are few other that don't exist on the other one. And then who the actually vendor is, like, is it Toshiba, is it Amazon? I just put some random, some you can say you're familiar with. The others I just came up with, right? So now you would want to know on first sheet, okay, you have a customer number so and so who bought this product for this much price, but you don't know who the vendor is, where you got it from. So this is where, instead of going every time you take this customer or this product and then filter it from here and then try to do, you can imagine if, like in this my data set, I have 510 or 509 rather, because one is the header name. But you imagine you have 5,000 rows. So you can just imagine how many hours and hours you spend to figure out, okay, who the actually vendor is for this particular product. So instead of doing this, this is where VLOOKUP will come in very handy. So let me explain you how the VLOOKUP formula will work. Let me move this thing from here. So can I move this? Well, I guess no, so leave it there. So what is the VLOOKUP formula? And I usually talk, so you'll have your own way of remembering how to, come up with your own way of remembering the formula. But the flow, that's what I do. So basically, one thing you have to remember, whichever column you're looking for, in this case product, you have to be on the left hand side. So here, right here. So what is the formula? We type in any time in Excel you want to start a formula, you start with the equal sign. And then you type in V, and you can see it start coming up. So as soon as I do VLOOKUP, that's very user-friendly function of Excel. Here it is, so you can double click. So now what I said, what am I looking for from this to the other sheet? What am I looking for is this particular cell here, in this case product 78709. Then you will hit comma. Now I say, where am I looking? Where means what is my range? What am I looking for? So I'm going to click here on sheet 3, and I'm going to highlight, this is the product field and this is the vendor. So this is my range. Now after that, you come here in your formula bar, you click on and hit comma. Then which column I'm looking for. So let's say I'm looking for right now, just to show, make the connection, I'm going to type 1, which is going to be the column A. Then I'm going to call it comma and false and close bracket, hit enter. When you do this, so you can see here's the result. So basically there's since I said column 1, which is on this tab, is, this is my range. So this is 1 and this is 2, right? 1, 2. So basically it gave me the value that, like, yes, it found product 78709, which is here. And if you double click it, every product which it found from here, from the other tab, it will do that. So basically, because I've copied pasted the same values on the other side, you can see it's there. It found it. Now, again from example, this is, I just want to show you the connection, how the VLOOKUP works or finds it. But now our goal was to find who the vendor is on this one. So you can do two things. You can come here and just simply change, instead of output value from 1, so which is this one, right now it's giving you, if it matches a value, it gives you the result here, but you want the vendor name, so you'll basically come here and change the formula value here to 2. And now you see how it changed from product ID, it will become to the vendor name. There it is, ABC Inc. So if I double click this thing, based on this product value or ID, it's telling me who the vendor is. So if I go here, 78709, product ID is ABC Inc. So that's, and you can see, imagine how quickly it gave me all the values wherever. And of course I need to, just highlight this thing. And what does this means? It means probably that, let's look at here. Do I have this product on the other sheet here? So 38092. So let's see if I apply the filter, 38092, 38092. I do have it. And if you can see why it's 0, because when I was creating my data set, I probably copy pasted just for the demo purpose up to a certain place where I have input the value of a vendor, but I left them blank. That's why they're blank. But if I drag it down, And if I just do this, and then hit this thing, now if I go back here, you can see it's all filled because there was an actual value here. So that's what really the VLOOKUP formula does. So quickly gives you a value back if you're looking from one set of data to the another one, that does it exist or not, right? So that's the, now what are the common errors you'll get? If let's say there is a value on this side that does not exist on the other one, then of course it's not gonna find a match. Then what it does, it gives you like a pound NA. So that's a very common error you'll get. So let's suppose in here I changed this product ID to, let's call it 506932, whatever, right? Hit enter, and you can see because this particular product ID 503695 is not here. So since it did not find, so say, NA, like it doesn't, nothing exists, or it's just not applicable. So that's one of the common error. Now, what if the another one is called what we call the reference, like out of range? Basically, that like these are the ones, but you know how sometimes you copy paste the formula, but if I remove, so let's see, for example, if I delete this part right here completely, what's going to happen here is 0, right? But if this thing I delete, because this is the reference range, and it's also gone, because so these are some of the reason why you may, because either you don't have the product you're looking for on both sides, so it don't exist, or it's just not part of the data set that you have it. So that's one thing. Let's see what else I'll say. This is like a very basic way of doing a VLOOKUP. Now let's say you want to lock your table with the absolute value, so it doesn't change when you're copying the formula. So like you have this thing as I've copied. So basically you'll add the absolute value, which you can do, if I'm not wrong, Shift F4. Oops, let's try again. F4. Put it inside, and there you go. I'm not sure why I said Shift F4, but just you click inside the formula, and then you click the Shift button, sorry, F4 button, and it puts the absolute right here. So in this way, your cells gets locked. Again, guys, like I said, I'm not a pro as far as tutorial guy. I'm just creating these videos. So hopefully it will help somebody with the things that I had to encounter when I was learning this thing. So, but this is how you can lock. So basically you click inside the cell, or if you only want to highlight, lock this portion of your formula, you can hit F4 and you have these locked. So F4, so here you go, and then you hit enter, and you can see now that you have these absolute values locking these cells, so the reference of the cell. So now if I go and click on here, you can see it's basically giving the same thing. So depending on what you're trying to do with your formulas, this is another way of how you can lock your cells. So I really hope that this will help, or if it's been a painful for some of you guys, if you're starting in data analysis, or maybe you have been a pro in data analysis, but just VLOOKUP is one of the formulas that's been giving you headaches. Hopefully this will help you, or maybe give you another perspective of how to use a VLOOKUP formula. Sometimes it's not, it's just not making connection. Obviously the VLOOKUP formula is the same thing, but maybe doing a different way, or looking at a different way, or maybe using the different terminologies that, like, I was saying, what am I looking for, where am I looking for, type of things. Maybe you come up with your own. So I'm really hoping it helps even a few of you guys out there who's been having issues with the VLOOKUP, that it'll make it a little bit easier. So please like and subscribe this channel. Again, the goal here is not that I'm looking to be a millionaire or anything like this. Really, the idea is that it helps somebody else, who is trying to do something similar like what I do in my life, work life, every day. I use these formulas, I don't know, probably 50,000 times in a day, just looking, because I'm doing a lot of data analysis or doing different type of analysis, or data validation, so it comes very handy. So thank you. Hopefully, like I said, I'm just starting, so please make sure and feel free to add your comments and what other things you would like to know. Challenging, my goal is like these. I'm starting with very basics like VLOOKUP. I'm gonna do maybe pivot tables and other formulas, and also I do a lot of SQL queries. So I'll try to make a progression, right? Start with something very basics and then go into advanced modes. I would love your input and comments and any feedback you guys have that for me to make improvement in these things. Like I said, this is my very first video I'm making, so I'm sure I'm not sounding like a pro. I'm not sounding like I have a very good flow of things. It's just whatever coming to my mind. I do not have a script written, I think, because that was not the idea. The idea was I make connection and I make a little bit helpful for the guys. It's always room for improvement. So feel free to add your comments. And again, I appreciate you guys taking time to watch my video, and hopefully you'll like and subscribe this channel. Thank you so much. Bye.